Yes, I've heard it in the comments. I shouldn't record with a bright light behind me, but this is the situation in this particular room. I can't get away from it. Nice lot of natural light coming in, and I absolutely love it. Now, I've just done a run in the car. I dropped the kids off somewhere, and it was so funny because I looked at the clock in the car and I thought, oh my goodness, mad panic. I've not achieved anything this morning off of my sort of to-do list, although I don't really have a list today. But I do have some things in my mind that I wanted to get completed. And I looked at the clock and I thought it's lunchtime already. And then I got inside, into the kitchen, and I realised that the clock in the car is probably the only time-telling device that doesn't automatically adjust, because obviously the clocks went back in the UK last weekend. So I've got an extra hour, so time to be really productive and have a cup of tea. Now, the last cup of tea I made didn't get drunk because I was just so busy, and I know you can hardly see me unless I put my face right into the lens. I can't do anything about this natural light coming in, but it's going to be a normal cup of tea this time rather than the green tea. Well, I tell a lie actually, my cup of tea in the morning is a regular tea, and then after I've had my regular tea I stick to the decaf. So I only have one cup of normal tea during the day. And what cup shall I use? I haven't used this one for a long time. Probably my favourite cup. And I tell you why I don't use it very much is because I'm always afraid it's going to get broken. But I absolutely love this cup. Ugh. Doesn't look very clean though. I think I'll choose a different cup. Let's go for this one. I'm sure that you probably get bored of seeing me make cups of tea, as if that's all I do throughout the day is drink tea. Not true, I just drink loads. That sounds like a courier. Okay, so it wasn't the courier. So I've got no packages to open, but on with the day. So I'm sitting at my desk and I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about how I do backups and how I manage all of the video files that I produce on a daily basis. I get asked this a lot on the social networks. In fact, I'll show you my screen. If I just turn this round, that's my screen at the moment. You can see some backup software running. And then that's one of my backup drives just down there, FreeCom drive. Now that's not the only backup I do, so I'm going to let you know exactly what I do on a daily basis and a weekly basis as well. Now first of all, let's just deal with what media I use for the cameras. I always use SanDisk cards. I've got a few Transcend cards as well, but primarily SanDisk. And I've got either 16GB or 32GB cards. Yep, there are a few 8GB ones still kicking around, but I tend to buy 16 or 32GB. Never go for the 64GB for some reason. I think I'm always afraid that if I commit so much data to a memory card and something goes wrong with the memory card, that's a lot of video to lose. So I always have a few cards and then I rotate them round. I put them in a little holder, and then once that video has actually been published up online, I know I can then reuse that card, but I tend to keep it on the card until it's published. Now, when I import those files into either my Mac Pro or my Mac Mini, they go into Final Cut Pro and I then edit the video. They remain in Final Cut Pro until that video has gone online as well, so I don't delete the project that I'm working on until it's actually gone online. When I export a video, it goes to the hard disk, again on either the Mac Pro or the Mac Mini, and then the files from there on a daily basis, so every single day, the finished video files are backed up to a NAS device. So I use Synology NASes, and they're backed up every single day. So every video that I've got online, I've also got a local backup as well. So I've got the one on my hard drive and the one on the NAS drive. And then every week, the video files are also backed up to external hard drives, like the one you just saw. And with regards to my laptop, my MacBook Pro, that's backed up on a daily basis to a Time Machine backup as well. That's on the the newest Apple time capsule device. So that's how I do my sort of backups daily and weekly. I also have cloud backup as well. I don't back up the video files. What I back up to the cloud are things that I would use on a regular basis. So that's things like channel graphics, documents, audio files, intros, outros, any little adverts and bits and pieces I put into the videos. So things that if I lost them, I wouldn't want to have to recreate them, because they would need to be almost identical to how they were before, and to get it to re-edit and get it so precise would probably take me quite a lot of time. So those files that I can't recreate are backed up to the cloud. So if anything happens to my Mac Mini, my Mac Pro, my MacBook Air, the hard drives I'm using, the NAS devices, I've at least got the sort of working files in the cloud, so I can pull those back down and then recreate the videos. So it might mean me on occasion, if something did happen to like all of my memory cards and hard drives, then yes, it might mean me reshooting some videos. But I've got backups of the main media files that I use to create those videos. So that's how I do it. And a lot of people have asked this, as I said at the beginning of this segment. I do appreciate everyone wanting to know how I do my things, and I just think it's very important. I know a lot of professionals and experts say this, but have a local backup, have maybe another type of backup as well, i.e. I use the time capsule device, and have an off-site or in the cloud backup. I do have an off-site backup as well. I'm sort of paranoid about losing files, and I do that roughly about once every 1 to 2 months. So I would clone a hard drive and then take that completely off-site, so I've got a complete clone of perhaps my Mac Pro once every month to 2 months. Let me know in the comments what you do. How do you back up? And if you found these little tips useful as well. It's been a really exciting day for me. I've got lots of video work done. It's been very productive actually. What was a slow start to the day ended up being a very productive day. So it's been a good day all round, and I hope you've had a good day as well. I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night, Penny.